guys, Wahoo here, back with another episode of the podcast. We are definitely racing through all of these here episodes. We are now on episode 9. So next episode is actually going to be the one leading into Christmas, is going to be our 10th episode actually of it. It doesn't seem like 10. It seems actually like a lot more. But I've been having fun doing these episodes for Christmas, for the holidays. Like I said, this episode is going to be is also the third part in the 5-part series where we're doing four for kind of holidays. Holidays still, I guess New Year's is in there as well. But the 5th episode is going to be like a New Year's episode. I'm still kind of pondering upon what we should be doing for that episode. So if you guys have any sort of ideas and stuff like that, of course, I'm always open to that and sorts and whatnot. So yeah, I've still been loving doing these episodes. Haven't really decided again for what we're gonna do for the New Year's and stuff like that. I feel like there's so many opportunities, and I'm quite happy with what I've been doing so far with the episode, with the podcast. And if it doesn't turn into being more, then that's it, right? But I don't know yet. I can't really decide yet because it's a lot harder for sure now that I'm not part of the community. Well, I'm still a part of the community for Trove, but I'm like streaming wise, that's what I'm talking about. Like back in the day, I got like some people that I wanted to join for Trove, and then of course I don't know what would have happened to the podcast, what we did for Trove, the state of Trove, what would happen for that one, because they basically just shut down the live stream that they did, so I couldn't really do. We could talk about Trove, of course, but we couldn't do like news thing about like, what do you think about? Like, I could always ask them, what do you think like we should get next time and stuff like that. So, but I couldn't do it like, maybe forever or anything like that. But yeah, so I don't know what's gonna happen with this, because I've been getting through people pretty quick, and I haven't been asking anybody new. I hope to get some new people on, but people are also busy with their stuff, and not only with Christmas, but it just seems like if I have only a handful of people I've been thinking about getting, and like 2 of them say no, we're down to 3, right? That's not a lot of episodes if I want this podcast to be going, right? And then, of course, you could do like somebody else does, where it just have the same person over and over again. But I don't know if that's something I think is the right way. What I want to do with this here podcast, I would like to have some new people in, because it's not, if you're doing like a podcast where you have not specific topics, but it could be like, let's say Trove, right? You can bring on the same people again and again, because the game would develop, especially if it's a game that get updated a lot. Not that Trove does, but it it's just compared to, then you can say, oh, what do you think about the new stuff that came in here, and what have you been doing since lately, and stuff like that. And when you just don't have that when I'm not looking to have the podcast be like that, I'm not looking to have it be a gaming podcast. It has some gaming aspects to it for sure, but I don't want to be all about gaming either. I wanted to stretch it out, and it's also about just knowing people, because sure, I can ask some people, I don't mind asking people, but like, who should it be? And I don't just want to mass invite people, if that makes any sense. I don't want to be like the guy that asks everybody for like everybody and anybody to join. Not that it has to be specifically somebody that has something to offer. That's not the case. But I also kind of need them to know, like I need them to be something I know I can work with, and if it's just a completely stranger, I have no idea if we are compatible or I'm compatible probably with most people, but I can't just say, oh, hello, Mr. Random Person. I don't know you, and I don't mind getting to know the person. That's not it. It's just more, what if we, like, after 10 minutes just don't have any else things to talk about, and some of my episodes has been a little bit like that, where I feel like I run the conversation, and it's all right. It's all right, like, to a certain point, but if that's after like 5 minutes, and then I have to pull the conversation like literally out of my butt for the last hour, then there's like no point to it. Not point to it, but that would be just better if I just was sitting here talking to you guys by myself, right? And because then the person is not bringing anything else to the table, and or not that they have to have like a lot to bring to the table. That's not really the point, but you know what I mean. Like I kind of have to know that they, either I know them so I can kind of steer the conversation in a way if they are kind of like shutting down and kind of losing, because it is like streaming, right? It is performing all the time, and some people, I feel like when I stream, for example, and this is something I also want to bring up in this episode, is talk about the streaming and stuff like that, and the content creating, basically, because I kind of promised you guys I would talk about that at some point, because I know what the formula is, but that doesn't mean you're gonna be successful. But I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. But I feel like streaming is, and I guess this is something to do with what we're going to talk about as well, is that some people just sit there and do nothing, and I feel, well, they do something, but they mostly also seem to just sit there and do nothing, and I really feel like that's not the way you should be trying to get an audience to grow an audience. That's what I mean. Of course you can, because if you stream 100 hours, of course there's going to be somebody in those 400 hours, I was about to say, but that 100 hours that is going to think that's awesome that you are not the guy that speaks all the time, because, some people don't like that. People just want to see some gameplay and then listen to some guy. I guess you could mute it if you would just like the gameplay, but people do want to have something to talk about, and that's or you talking. And if you're really not really good at talking, you can always have on some friends and talk with your friends and stuff like that. But some people don't like that either, and it also has to be alright with them, your friends and stuff like that. So I just chose not to do that, to talk with my friends while I'm streaming. And sometimes it can be a great thing, sometimes it can't, and it also depends on what kind of friends you have and who you are, and compared to those friends, and all sorts of stuff like that. So there's a lot to consider when you are doing that, and just a little thing about people talking in your stream, if that's what you're talking about. But now that we are talking about content creating, especially on not in particularly Twitch, but if we're gonna take Twitch and YouTube, because those are the ones I know. I don't know if you like streaming on Twitch. I don't know how it is on what's it called, on streaming on YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that. But I'm just gonna use it for, or talk about what I know, and that's Twitch and YouTube. And to talk about Twitch first, and I guess if you are starting out, I know the kind of the formula, because it's the formula for everyone. The first one is to, of course, be consistent. People want to be entertained by you, right? So they want you to be online as much as you can, and that's another thing you should be very opted into, is that make sure you are what's it called? Like you set yourself that mindset that you are going to be streaming a lot, and it's not that streaming a lot is hard per se, but it's kind of lonely in a way. You can't really talk to your friends except if you bring them into your stream, but then you kind of have to, they has to have some kind of not deciding per se over your stream, but they have something to say as well. And maybe you have some, like, let's say you have 5 friends you think is amazing, and then you have a 6th friend that joins on once in a while that you guys really don't really super like, but you've known him for such a long time, and he's kind of like an asshole, he's not kind of like great. And then he joins your Discord, and you say you can't join because, you guys are talking, and you kind of can't because he's kind of still kind of friends with you and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff that can be involved, and it's just an example. It doesn't have to, I guess, it's not a thing that it's always that, but there's so many different scenarios that can go wrong, but so you can't always bring in your friends to be talking to. So it is kind of lonely in the way you do have your chat and stuff like that, and sure, they are also your friends, and you ask them things and they ask you something, and it does seem somewhat interactive, but it's still kind of lonely in the way of just hanging out with your friends, because yes, you do want to hang out with your audience. I definitely want to hang out with my audience and stuff like that, but I also have some friends I want to hang out with, and I want to, still speak to. Not that they won't speak to me, but, if you stream, let's say you have school, right, or you have work, and you get home around like 2 or 3, 4 ish, then you have to make maybe homework, or you have to make dinner, whatever your thing, and then you want to stream as much as you can. So you get on, what time would you get? Like 7 p.m. or something like that, and then stream to maybe 11 because or maybe 10 even, because you need to then also go to bed, because you do have like school or work the next day and stuff like that, and that's not a lot of hours, and those hours you were like gonna spend with your friends. And the problem is with streaming is that it takes up a lot of hours. 1 hour can seem like a lot, right? Like that, or it can seem like a lot for any person. Like, take for example watching a movie. If you watch a movie, it's not like over in 2 seconds, right? You have to set some time off to watch that movie, and it's kind of the same with streaming. An hour and a half seems like a long time, but it's actually not. In streaming time, it's very, very little. An hour and a half is like nothing. Like, people want to be entertained more than that. People want to. It's just like TV, and it's just like streaming. Not like streaming Netflix and stuff like that, but it's more like TV. You want your program to be there when you want your program to be there, if that makes any sense. It's like when you want to watch, your favorite streamer, you want him to be online. You can't watch one that's not online, but if you follow somebody and they only is there like 1 hour every day, maybe it is one hour every day, but that's just you can't always catch that 1 hour, so you're not gonna be watching a guy or following a guy even, or that even subscribing to a person that's not there. That's why you see streamers like do a lot more hours. I will bet you if any streamer, I would yes, let's say any streamer. If any streamer, it's the same thing with work. It's the same way. Like, a lot of these people that are streamers say, oh yeah, like, this is not like a job to me. Like, I love doing what I do and stuff like that. And that's true. That is totally true what they're saying. But they don't tell you that it's also a job for them. It's also a job. Maybe it is a great job. I myself have a great job. I'm a teacher, right? And I love my job. but that's not something I'm depending that people watch me and stuff like that. But people do have to love. They do have to like my teaching, right? That's a different thing. But my point being is that it's always a job for these guys, even though you're not saying it. So my point being, if they could, as we would, if somebody asked you, hey, you can just, or even me, I'll just take myself an example. If somebody said to me, Wahoo, you love your job, and I would say, yes, I do. Okay, but you only have to work 1 hour a day. You only have to work 1 hour a day, and you will get the same pay. I would 100% do that, even though I love what I do. I also love my freedom, and if I could get paid the same for doing just 1 hour of work instead of the 8 hours of work, I would 100% do that. And I will bet you that anybody that streams would get exactly the same, would do exactly the same. They will probably still be, gaming in those other 7 hours, but if they could do the same one in 1 hour, they would 100% do that. And that's just everybody. And I use myself an example because it's nothing to do with, oh yeah, they're just greedy and they just want your money. Of course everybody wants your money. Anybody wants other people's money. You want as much money as anybody because it comes with the freedom. And of course I would love to do that as well, but I also don't know, it's not possible. Nobody's gonna pay you for 8 hours of work in 1 hour. If you only do work 1 hour and you want to get paid for 8 hours, it's not gonna happen. So you do have to find something you love, and I know they love it. They love streaming, and that's amazing. But it also it's still their job. It's still their job, and they will still, no matter what they will tell you, they will still do it in an hour if they can. Though they can do other things and get paid the same, so they have the same freedoms and also have a roof over their heads and stuff like that. So I think there was a long explanation about just like that, but the clear-cut recipe for streaming or for content creating is like, if you start out, you want to stream. Let's say you're a person, you say, hey, I think I want to create some content on YouTube, I want to stream as well. I want to be a big streamer like Ninja or Code Carnage or all those big boys there. I was about to say big booty. No big booty. I don't know if Code Carnage has a big booty. Maybe Ninja has. I don't know. Anyways, but you want to set up a plan for yourself. The most important thing is to set up a plan for how you are going to do it, and that's what I also mean about what I was talking about. How many hours it takes and how much hours you have to invest into it. Put yourself up for that and do that. Set yourself a schedule that's going to be like, okay, I'm going to stream I only have 4 hours, or I have 3 hours to stream. Even 2 hours you only have to stream, right? That's fair enough. Just have it 2 hours. But then you also have to be real about it. You have to be the less you stream, the less hours you stream in code. I'm not talking about in a year. I'm talking about how many hours you stream a day, for example, and how many days you stream. It's gonna be also how many people you're gonna have. There is basically 2 ways to gain popularity. Three. Sorry. Let's say 3, because first one is to be good at the game. So if you're like really, really good at a game, people are gonna come watch you because you're really good at the game. You might not be a very good streamer, but you can, like, if you play League of Legends, you always get a pentakill in every single game and stuff like that, and people are just like, oh my god, he got up another pentakill, and people are gonna love that because they're gonna watch you because you have the thing, if you know what I mean. You are the god, right? Just like Faker and stuff like that from League of Legends, I don't know. I haven't watched his stream, but maybe he's, I'm not saying he's a bad streamer per se. I'm just, maybe he's you always get a boost from being good at the games and what people see them on different platforms and stuff like that. Anyways, so that's the first one. The second one is the hard work. There is people that can grind themselves up to, just because of the maybe you're not a really good streamer, but you are but you just constantly on streaming, for example, or always making YouTube video. Like you're grinding out content 24/7, 365. You know, that can bring you in as well. It's not always guaranteed per se. It's not like, but it is a way if you are not, if you don't have the gift. And that's the third way. That's the third way, is the gift. Some people just have the gift that, you know, when they turn on the stream and they turn themselves on. And you see, this is why, you know, a lot of, there's like, you wonder why some, like, you stream 8 hours a day and you are never getting anywhere with your stream. You stream 8 hours a day, you make YouTube, you grind all these things out, but you just don't have the gift. And I don't have the gift. What I have, anybody, you can have the gift in like a small way and a bigger way, if you know, like everybody has the gift if you basically just is a decent person, because you would be like talking to your friends or something like that, right? So you would be talking to your friends, and you know, making friends is the same as making YouTube, like people on streaming, for example. I'm not saying streamers has a lot of friends. There is a difference, but if we're just talking like regular people, they are going to, you know, you are going to make some viewers, right? Just by being like a normal person and kind of speaking to them and stuff like that. But the people that has a gift, kind of also, you kind of have to find a niche sometimes. Sometimes you can also be lucky, and your personality right now is what the community hungers. So you can be lucky and just hitting that. I guess that's technically a fourth way, but I wouldn't really say luck is. It is definitely a factor, because also something to do with a game. You know, if you suddenly, let's say Fortnite was like, you just was playing Fortnite because you were having fun with Fortnite, and that was before it like blew up, and then you got a kind of a following of a let's say you have a 20 viewers thing, right? And you are like the god of Fortnite at that point, right? Because there's nobody watching. But then suddenly Fortnite, of course, blows up, and everybody's gonna start watching it, and there's gonna be a lot more people coming in watching you because you played it before, right? And they're gonna come back, and you know, then you are going to get some kind of boost because the game got a boost, and that's just how, you know, it works. And sometimes a game, people just gonna love, but it's very hard to know which games are gonna blow up. And there's all these big streamers and YouTubers and stuff like that are always going to jump on the wagon, you know, as soon as they can, because hey, if they rather make $1 million now than $1 million over 6 months, right? Because they, you know, were too late or something like that on getting that game. So that's kind of like the ways of getting grinding up a community and stuff like that. It's kind of the way in that way. But it's really good to make yourself a plan of how much are you going to stream. What is your content going to be? That's the next thing. What is your content going to be? Is it going to be Trove, for example? Because if you make a lot of Trove videos, for example, or you make a lot of Fortnite videos, people are gonna remember you for doing that. And you can, of course, switch game for sure. You can 100% switch game, but it's really, really hard because there's so many people out there streaming all sorts of game, all sorts of variety and stuff like that. So it's a really hard niche to get into, to do variety, where you can see like, okay, I can play and stream whatever game I want, and people are just gonna come in and watch me. Of course, with time, if you stream, let's say you stream Trove, you know, you gain yourself like 20 viewers and something like that, 20 viewer count. And then you switch to, let's say, World of Warcraft or something like that. Let's just say World of Warcraft. And World of Warcraft, then, you know, that's a big game. You know, there's a lot of people streaming it. So there might not be, you know, people not going to find you, basically. It's easier to, in a small game, it's easier to blow up in that game. But you're not going to go through the roof, basically, on a small game. Except if that game, again, you know, suddenly becomes super popular, you know, and that's not to say if it does or not. So it's really not a chance to take per se, but it's just, you never know what's gonna happen with the game you're playing. So stick to one game. That's always the best. Stick to one game, and so you can kind of, you know, follow that out. And don't be afraid to just take a game that everybody else plays. Like if you play Fortnite, just keep playing Fortnite, and like if everybody else plays Fortnite, just keep doing it. If you love to do it, people are gonna see that through the gameplay. That's the most important. Like people are gonna see what it is. But when I also mean like I want to, like if you would do like a plan for what your content is going to be, is also like how much are you gonna upload to YouTube? What you're gonna upload to YouTube? What is it gonna be that you upload to YouTube? What do you maybe like? It's a good idea if you can find something, like if you have the skills to kind of figure out what YouTube is missing from, like for example Fortnite. Like what is that you think that should be missing on YouTube for what's it called, for Fortnite, for example, right? Then you should find out what that is, and I don't know what it is, but that is definitely a way to also. The main part is always to be first on things, and it can be kind of hard to do that in any game, especially if it's established, you know. And if it's not established and you don't know what you're talking about, you know, people are not gonna like your videos and stuff like that, and then it's not gonna be like. But setting yourself up for all these decisions about like how many hours I'm gonna stream, what kind of stream is it going to be, what is like all a plan for everything basically. It's just, you know, because people, it's like this, right? There is a research made where if you have a fan base of 1,000 people that will buy or listen or watch whatever you do, if you have 1,000 of those people, you have made it. Then these people are gonna buy or watch or anything you do, they are going to, you know, follow your every move, and you're always going to have those 1,000 people. And then of course there's gonna be some random people that only, I don't know, wouldn't only like you 50%. I don't know if that's a word, but like I think, you know, that's just how, you know, kind of it is. But yeah, you know what I mean. Like it's sometimes people don't like you completely, and that's gonna count as well for some of the people, right? So yeah, that's just kind of how you are going to. That's at least my tips about it. And you can stream 1,000,000 hours, and sometimes it's not going to happen. Like it's not, some people, even with all the hard work, and maybe you have the gift and stuff like that, and it's just not going to happen for everyone. And it's even going to happen for less and less people, to be honest, and mostly because it's people are used to the people that are now. Of course, there's going to be a change in those people at some point. You know, sometimes it's also people are going to, you know, stop streaming, or, you know, figure out to do something else with their lives or something like that. You know, change jobs, as you would say. And then of course there's going to be room for some other people, but I'm probably not sure we are going to see anybody blow, like come out of nowhere in somewhere in like, or not well, we are going to see that, but I mean, we're not going to see like a lot of people do that in like a very short time, as we have with now that, you know, well, Twitch is not really young, but it's younger, right? And now it's getting a little, I guess now you're getting old, Twitch. No, but people are not, there's not going to be a big boost in popular streamers. They're basically established, and over time it's not going to be harder per se to get into it, for sure. I don't think it's going to be harder, but it's just not going to see the same boost to it in that sense of how many it's going to be. And I don't, of course I don't know, but I'm just assuming that that's kind of how it's going to end up. But maybe it's not, but it's definitely hard. It's definitely hard to you really have to be super dedicated, and I think that's why I wanted to. If I would redo my streaming and YouTube career, if I could say it like that, I would definitely, you know, have done it differently from the beginning. I guess it also was a different time. Like when I started out, it was not as well. I guess it's still not very professional, but especially when I started, it was not very professional. I'm still not a professional per se, but you know, I've ironed out a lot of kinks, and I still have a lot to learn in the what it was called streaming career. I don't know if I can call it like career, but I actually have to see. Well, I'm going the right way. Yes. I still have to do that. You know, I still have a lot to learn, but I think I've learned a lot. So I still got some to learn. I would say maybe not a lot, but I feel like I have some to learn still. And if I knew what I knew now, that would definitely be better, because the quality is better. Well, not only the quality of the videos are better. You know, I know what I'm doing, but there's like the content is just a lot easier to put out there. Like I was putting out YouTube videos in like 480p or something like that with like a very shitty microphone. I don't have an awesome microphone, like really. I have a Blue Yeti, which is still like a decent, and I have a webcam that's like the starter one, is like the Logitech one. I can't remember the specific, but if you guys want to know them, I can post them in the comments if you guys want to know the specifics of what I use. But there's very standard ones, and when I was starting, I used a headset with a microphone in, and I can remember the standard was, or if you go back, they are really bad, because first of all, I was doing it through, you know, a streaming software, and the streaming software, you know, had to send it to Twitch, and that had to keep it there, and then you have to download it, and just the more you fiddle with it like that, I just feel like it also ends up being worse and worse. And the more programs you've filtered through, the worse I feel like it becomes. It can be great if you really have it's better now for sure, but this is like, we're talking 5-6 years ago when I started, you know, streaming quite a lot. Like Trove, for example, yeah. So it's definitely better now, and people almost have access to like better PCs and stuff like that, and 1080p is pretty much like standard for like any computer can render that, and also can like upload it, and be internet connections and stuff like that can also do that now. So if a new like a let's say 16-year-old or whatever, 13-year-old for that sake, kind of want to start streaming, it's a completely different starting point, which is why if you make a plan from the beginning, you know, you can annihilate all those like mistakes that I did and stuff like that. And it's also about taking it seriously from the beginning. Not like you're a professional. Don't think you're a professional from the beginning, but more they're very disciplined in what you do and how you do it. The more you are, you know, the people are going to award that in some ways. Not always as much as you think you. Like sometimes I put a lot of effort into some videos, and they like they completely tank for some reason, you know. I don't know the algorithm. I don't know the algorithm of YouTube, for example, but sometimes I make a video, for example, and it completely tanks, you know. It's like, okay, I put a lot of effort into this one, and it just not like nothing happens. And then I make I wouldn't say a shitty video per se, but like a video where it is like, yeah, like for example, Trove, like, hey, this is going on right now, go check it out, and then it just gets like tons of views, for example, right? And it can have a lot of factors into it, like not only how is the market saturated, and how did I use my hashtags and the words I was using in my videos and stuff like that. There's so many factors that's kind of, but I think you should. The mindset you should be going into is that you're not going to, like, don't make it so you make money. Don't think you're gonna become a YouTuber or something like that. Many people say, "Oh, you're my favorite YouTuber." Who like I don't see myself as a YouTuber per se. You know, I don't know what consider like. If you make one video, are you a YouTuber then? Like, all right, we got a lot of YouTubers out there. I just don't see people having that title, or a streamer. I don't feel like I'm a streamer either. I use the word, if you go to my Twitter, for example, hey, pluck the Twitter. Hey, yo. Not that the thing happens really a lot, but I plucked it. By the way, if you see on the videos or see down made by or hosted by Anchor, I think that's how they pronounce it. Anchor that's where I'm hosting my episodes, so they can go on Spotify and they can go on, well, not on YouTube, but Spotify, which is really weird because it's kind of, Spotify is weird because Spotify, right? You can't just upload a song to Spotify and everybody can listen to it. You have to have it on the internet and you have to have a hosting service and stuff like that. But they're called Anchor, and I put their thing. I might also put their logo on the YouTube video because it's also it could be there as well. But I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. I'm just no ad to it. But I just feel like because they host it there for free, many services want you to pay for it, but they host it there for free so far. Haven't seen anywhere I have to pay for any uploading video episodes or anything like that, which is super cool. So I wanted to promote them, that it was hosted there, so other people could host them there as well. Because I was looking for many services, and the only one, like I said, I found was free was this one. Because sure, I could pay somebody like a hosting service, but yeah, it's like I don't make any really money off these episodes, so it's not a money thing per se, but it's just like you're hosting my show really, and they actually also promote it to other things and stuff, like other platforms than Spotify, and I do appreciate that for them. But like, I know that maybe they should just run an ad or something like that before you start them, so you can be for free. I don't know. I was just looking for something free and for free, and they are free still. Haven't said anything at all. And some of them wanted like a lot of money for what I needed them to do. Like 120 minutes were like the limit, and then you just had to pay like $100 for the next 5 minutes. I don't know. I'm also sort of exaggerating, but you know what I mean. And I was just, yeah. So that's why I put Anchor there. I'm not hosted. I am hosted there. I'm not sponsored, or it's not advertising or anything like that. I just feel I think it's awesome that they do it. So I want to, promote them as well. I would love to be sponsored by them. Of course I would do that. But yeah, I think it's awesome that they're doing it for free. I think that's great. Awesome. Love people when they do something for free. Maybe it do cost them some stuff, and I would not mind, doing something at some point. But when it's already have to pay up front, and I don't even know if I want to do the podcast, and yeah, I just wish I could upload to Spotify without having to do it through something like that. That would just be amazing. But that's why there is that hosted by Anchor on the different platforms and stuff like that. It's not something I have to do, it's something I want to do to help people, help them maybe also gain some more people as well. So where did we left off? I think we left off with with the quality and stuff like that about didn't we? Now I completely lost my train of thought because I was so hooked on the Anchor. Not that it has to be any puns there, but yeah. Anyways, we were. That's why I uploaded to there, and I enjoy still making the episodes. So yeah, I hope you guys are still also enjoying doing them, and you never know what is gonna be like what you're gonna blow up on, if you know what I mean. Like, it's never you never know really. But I remember what we were talking about, so now we can get back to it. So we were talking about like titles, I guess you can call it like that, where we were talking about what's it called? You know, if you see yourself as a YouTuber, who sees you, like, when are you a YouTuber? Is it when other people call you YouTuber? I don't think it is. I don't think with other people call you YouTubers either, you know, or a streamer. And I don't see myself as either, because I am on both platforms, so I'm both YouTuber and streamer. So if you go on my Twitter, that's why. Hey, I promoted Twitter again. Oh my god, it's going crazy. It's absolutely insane. The plugs are real. Oh, I think that's why I remembered talking about the Anchor thing, because I was thinking about, I wanted to say something or mention it, right? Because I think they're awesome hosting it for free. But it's actually kind of fun learning about how to upload to Spotify, because it's not that easy as it seems. But to talk about the titles, I don't see myself as a streamer or a YouTuber. I see myself as a content creator. And I think if you, let's say you make one video, I don't mind if people like say they are a content creator. If they just, I don't know if, I guess you can be specific in the like everybody is a content creator that uploads a video to YouTube. Everybody is a content creator. Right? You made some content, maybe just one video, and maybe that gets 1 million views, you know. Hey, you have 1 million views on one video about like a bird flying around. I don't know, but you still created some content that people wanted to see, right? Well, I mean, like, you can also be maybe specific. Like, I would maybe consider myself more of a gaming content creator than like a you know, family or a video vlog content creator. Like a guy like Logan Paul, for example, I would call him a content creator as well. I could maybe call him a YouTuber, or I don't know, but let's say he's a content creator, right? And I would probably see he's like more of a video vlog content creator instead of a gaming content creator, you know. But I don't know. So, and that's just maybe the main reason, right? Like, it's really hard to define what defines what you are. And I feel like the content creator is just much better, because let's say you do one stream, you do one stream, and you do one like video on YouTube. I feel like that's making content. You know, you're providing content for the rest of the world, right? And I think then you should definitely be able to call yourself a content creator. Maybe people have some different, you know, maybe people don't really feel in the same way, but I feel like YouTuber, whatever that defines that, is just it's hard. For me, I can't. Maybe you guys can. If you guys can define YouTuber or streamer to me, you can definitely do that in the comments. I would love to hear that. Or you can just you know, give me a private message on Discord or something like that. I don't know. I know it's a little hard for the people that are on Spotify, but I hope that you guys can find the opportunity to also, you know, talk with me. I'll be great. I'll be great. I also kind of love to I love to make YouTube. If we're talking about streaming content versus YouTube, there's some aspects of YouTube I really love, and there's some stuff that I really don't like, or not really don't like per se, but I guess it's the same thing with streaming, right? Streaming is awesome. I love streaming because it just, you know, turn your stuff on and just, you know, give it your all, like, and that when you're done, you know. I like that. But with YouTube, for example, the same thing is, like, when I'm done with making this episode, I have to, you know, edit it. I know that there goes no edits into this one, but let's say I do in like another video, I put in edits, I put in pictures, I put like, I have to, if I am doing it like a troll video where I have to talk about something where it's something to do with some dragons. I have to show off some dragons there. I have to show up some stuff there and there and there. And I have to think about it in a ways where I know that it can apply to anybody. And when I mean anybody, I mean like people that also hasn't played for a million years, that doesn't know what a dragon is. Like, I won't explain like a dragon is something that flies in the air if you jump and hold space. Like, we're not gonna be like that long down in the, but I'm gonna say, hey, if you want to, for example, right now I'm actually making or I am going to make a video of every single dragon. Right, I'm gonna make a dragon video for every single dragon. I'm gonna put them in together where it makes sense, like some of them together that makes sense, and then the videos are gonna be, I don't know how long they're gonna be, but I'm gonna explain every single dragon and put them in together, like 3 or 4, depending on how many make sense to put together. For example, like all the like trove. No, we're talking trove dragons, of course. So if I made one big video, right? If I make one big video and there comes out a new dragon, it's kind of hard, because then you say, oh yeah, then I have to link to the next one, if that makes any sense, right? But if I make a video for multiple dragons, I will say that in the intro every single time, and I can use that intro every single time where I explain you have to go to the playlist in the description, for example, and you have to see if you're looking for some other dragons and stuff. If you're looking for some of the other dragons that are not featured in this video, go check that out. Because when they add a new dragon, because they're not going to change the dragons that are here now. They're not gonna change those, because they are what they are, right? And if they do, you know, I can always make a new video, just take the other one down. But the point is, it's much easier just to, for example, we just got 3 new dragons. I could just make a new video, add it to the playlist, and then it wouldn't be per se a separate video for the big video of all the dragons, right? So it would be just a continuation of that. And that's something you have to think about. Like, that's making content, right? I have to think about stuff like that, where the game is always evolving. And that's something I'm really having, like, that's a big issue, is that I made videos about, like, build guides. And if you go to Scythe's channel, he makes, like, a new build guide that is exactly the same, because the builds hasn't changed since 2004 or whatever, however these things were made. For Trove, the builds has not changed, so I have not changed my video. Like, why would I waste time I could be spending playing with my friends, which I don't do actually a lot, you know. I'm spending an hour just today. I would rather do the podcast for an hour today, but I could be playing with my friends, that's what I'm saying. So, you know, he makes a build guide every single month, or I don't know, maybe every other month, I don't know. I'm just maybe over exaggerating how many he does, but it seems like every time I go past his channel, I see a new guild guide for this. And why he does that, you're like, why does he make a new one? He just made one like a month ago or something like that. And if it has something changed, well, first of all, there are some people out there that thinks that something has changed and they want to know what it is and stuff like that, and nothing has. That's why. But it's also because people look at well, first of all, you can keep creating content, and you know, you're always gonna have new subscriber coming in that hasn't seen these, because they're not gonna go back watching a video like they're not gonna go back in your content watching all your videos. So you can make yourself one, like, let's say every 3rd month or something like that. And there's always going to be new people that are going to be, oh yeah, that's so great, it's awesome. And then they're going to comment on your video because they think they're awesome and they haven't seen it before, even though you say the same thing, because nothing has changed. And then, you know, that creates that. Then YouTube says, hey, oh, this is getting a lot of comments, a lot of likes and stuff like that, because people just, you know, like this video, so they're going to promote it. So when you search for build guides, you are going to see his build guides. But also, you might see my build guide, right? You might see my build guide because, you know, it has also quite a nice amount of views, and also quite a nice amount of likes and comments and stuff like that. Not crazy, but it does have something. So, you know, Google thinks that, this has some kind of relevance. This definitely has some relevance, and we have to post more than just, scythe videos. So we're posting some different ones, right? So they promote mine as well, but people look at the date when it was out and they say 2017 or 18 maybe, and it's like, that's 2 years ago. I can't believe that, this is still up to date. But it is. That's the problem. I will always make new videos if something changed, but if nothing changes, it's the same thing. So does it matter if it says 2018 or it says 2020? Well, it does for the person that is there. So I could either keep making build guides like Scythe does every single month and waste a lot of time. I wouldn't say waste a lot of time, but spend a lot of time just to have a new date for when it was released. So people can go, oh, okay, that's cool. Because you cannot change when the time, or maybe you can. There is something where you can put the time where it was made, change that, but I don't know if it really changes the time, not the time, but the date it was released. I don't think you can do that per se, because I don't know, maybe you can. I've definitely done that with some videos. I've changed the date to them, so hopefully I thought it might be working, but I don't think it does, because it still works. And I think it's silly that I have to make a new one just because it's seems outdated per se, because I made it back then and Trove hasn't changed, but it's still relevant for the people that are coming in because it still works. It 100% still works. There's nothing changed. And I should maybe have made a disclaimer, in the beginning every time, or when I first make the video, that I will always keep it updated. But I don't think people are going to be like, oh yeah, he's gonna do that. He's like, I'm not gonna do that if I, for example, stop making YouTube. I don't think I will, but maybe at some day, there's gonna be a day when I'm not longer here, guys. I know. I'm not gonna try to make it sad, but there's gonna be a day when life moves on, and of course, I don't know what's gonna happen in that far future, but I just mean, like, it's they don't know what happened. I could have I could have gotten a girlfriend and just be like, nah, I'm done with YouTube and stuff like that. So they technically don't know if I will keep it updated, even if I put in the disclaimer, right? But yeah, that's just kind of how I see it all with all the YouTube and stuff like that. So, but I do, as we are 2020, I am gonna keep update to this the videos if there is some changes to them and stuff like that. And maybe I never get a girlfriend, and then hey, you guys are set for life. I love doing this. I do love doing this. So as long as I'm loving doing it, I'll keep doing it for you guys. And yeah, I understand why he did. So Scythe is not doing anything wrong at all. He's just he's just under the, something has to do, right? It's something that must be done to do so. I would actually also love to have Scythe on. He's one of the people that I have in mind to come on the podcast and talk to, because I would love to know more about him and his mindset and stuff like that, and not to address the haters or anything like that. I would ask him, and one of the questions I would ask him is that how does he deal with it? Like, does it affect him and stuff like that? That there is people that has like a hatred to him in the community. I don't know if there is really that anymore, because a lot of the people has quit the game, and those stories then get forgotten because they never get told. Like, who's gonna sit down with their kids and say, oh no, are you playing Trove? No, you should listen. There's this guy called Scythe and he did some bad things. So it's just gonna, with time, just be forgotten, right? It's just gonna be forgotten that what he's done, and it's just gonna be But that's also a problem, though, that things do get forgotten, because it was just like, even like, it's a bad thing. So if a bad thing should not be forgotten, it should be taken care of, right? It should be corrected, right? And I guess I don't know if he doesn't care, but I think it's just easier. Might just be easier just to do that, I guess. But that's really up to him, and I'm not gonna judge him. But I do like to have them on and talk about like how does he feel about it, like how does he deal with it and stuff like that. And because I don't hate the guy, I don't know him, so I can't hate him. I think the things he's done is not great, but I don't want to hate him for it. I don't want to spend my time even thinking about it, because I feel like I am a great alternative. So if you had a bad experience with him, then you have a great opportunity now to have somebody that is not going to be like that towards you. So yeah, everybody had a I don't know if everybody had, but some people have had you had a ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend that was a little crazy, and then you found and you guys had a bad breakup or anything like that, and the person is still like kind of crazy, or you had a friend was kind of crazy and was like, oh no, okay, hey, yay, and now you found a better friend, or you found a better boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, and it all works out in the end. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but that's what I'm gonna use, and maybe he's not that bad of a guy. I really, it's because I don't know the person. If I know the person, like I've talked to the person, then I can kind of judge him. And I don't like judging people from what other people say about the person. But I'm not gonna ignore it either. I'm not gonna say, oh no. Of course he didn't do that. I'm gonna, okay, yeah, sure. And then when I meet the person, I'm not gonna say, oh, you did all these bad things. I'm gonna be like, okay, I've heard you didn't do this. Have you done them? And if they say no, okay, all right, I see. It's not like I can completely then trust the person per se. I would actually maybe more trust the person if the person said, yeah, I did these things. I'll be like, okay, at least that person, it seems like you're saying you are being sincere, and you'll be like, yeah, I did these things. And if the person is then like, yeah, and I love doing it, and I love hurting people, I'll be like, nah, okay, I'm gonna be out here. I'm gonna be out, I think. I'm gonna be like, yeah, see, never, probably. But if the person is just like, yeah, I did these things, and I feel terrible about it, and I'm sorry that I did, and all those stuff, then I'll be like, all right, okay, we all make mistakes, and this is what we do forward, because everybody deserves another chance if they do something bad, and you can give them another chance, and they feel bad about it, and they apologize and stuff, and then let's move on. But if they do the same mistake again, then I always say like, no, you had your chance. You really had your chance. If you do stupid things twice in a row, if that makes any sense, 2 times, then you are definitely not, like, then you're just stupid on purpose, and that that you can't just you can't just, like, let's say I'm not gonna say kill anybody, but let's say you hit me, right? Let's just say you hit me in the face, and you're like, oh, sorry, dude, oh my god, I don't know what I was doing, I'm so sorry, I will never do it again, and stuff like that. And then like 5 minutes later you do it again, or let's say just a month later you do it again, then it's like you're doing the same mistake. You can't just apologize for it again. So yeah, what was that in the corner there? Sorry, can't see it on Spotify, but anyways, it was just a mini boss. But yeah, so you should definitely just give. I would love to talk to him just to kind of get into mindset. It just very fascinates me very much what kind of mindset he is at, and like you always hear other people's stories, right? You never hear his version of the thing. Not that he has to be on trial. I don't want to put him on trial. That's not what it is about. But of course, I'm curious about, like, when people blame him, how does he feel? Because he's also a person, Basically, people make it all right to hate one person. And yes, again, technically, if he did something wrong, then of course, he shouldn't be punished per se, but he should definitely, feel the wrath of the people. But again, people wouldn't like it if it was you, right? Like, and what is a guy to do to, get respected again? Some people just love to hate him, right? Because like maybe they have done a little bit of a scummy thing, maybe sometimes, or maybe they feel like they could be a better community member of Trove, for example, or just in general, like any game that they feel like, yeah, I could have maybe helped some people some more, or I could have been more friendly towards these people, or anything at all, right? And yeah, maybe they're just gonna take it out on him. I don't know, but I'm not saying he's completely out of. But I just like to flip it on the head and kind of just like say, hey, yeah, we should have maybe heard your version of the story as well, and I should have also changed character because I did Near Ninja, and you can of course see this on Spotify, but you can see it on the video if you're following along or just listening in. I've done Near Ninja all the time, and I should have for a bit of time switched to Pirate Captain or Fate Tricksters. All right, that was a little bit of a mistake, but I just had a lot of fun talking. I kind of totally forgot about doing that, but hey. I think this is a perfect moment to end this episode of the podcast. This was the third part of the holiday special. Hope you guys are still enjoying them. And I just want to keep creating content for you guys out there. I just want to have you guys having something to listen to. And if you do only listen to half of it, at least I got to entertain you for some parts. And if I don't put it out there, it's not going to be available for you guys. So you guys should not listen or watch, but you have the opportunity. You have the opportunity, and if I don't bring out the content, you're not going to have the opportunity to listen to all these things. And I feel great about just giving you guys the opportunity. And if you say, nah, it's not for me, that's all right. I totally get it. But maybe it's going to be for somebody. Maybe there's somebody out there. Maybe there's one person that thinks this is amazing. And I'm just happy to make content for one person. Like, there's probably videos out there that I like as the only person, I doubt it, but maybe there is. Well, at least there's these videos. I like these videos, and I guess these are kind of like for me as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the podcast. I am going to be back next week for the last of the Christmas part and the second last of the holiday special with the New Year's here. Again, put in the comments if you or contact me on Discord or something like that if you guys want to have some ideas to do for the New Year's special, and any ideas or anything like that. I'll love you forever to get you guys to weigh in on the podcast. So anyways, thank you again so much for watching, listening, hanging out with me for about an hour. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your listen. Thank you for your ear. Thank you for your brain, I guess, so you can listen. The brain ears is for listening. But anyways, again, thank you so much, and I will catch you in the next episode. Bye.